Hi everybody, it's Nisi, and I said that I was going to upload some videos and I was going to post some comments about the Passover because I struggle with the Passover. And this image is one of the reasons that I struggle with the Passover. Now this image could very well be what the ancient Egyptians looked like. And I know it is opposite of what some people perceive, but I'm basing this on history. And what I'm using is the writings of a Greek historian named Herodotus. And according to some books, and you can Google this about Herodotus, Herodotus said when the Greeks entered Africa, and that would have been between the Testaments, I think, between the Testaments, when they entered Africa, they saw people with snakes in their hair. That's what they perceived, that they were snakes. And I began to think about Medusa, the stories I heard about Medusa and how the Greek soldier chopped her head off and, she scared people when they looked in her eyes and the snakes were coming out. I am thinking that this was an exaggeration of what they saw when they got into Africa. What does this have to do with the Passover? If this is what the Greeks saw when they went into Africa, when they went into Egypt, they did not see the people who were there today. They did not see what we know and what is called the Middle Easterns. They saw indigenous Africans who eventually must have migrated out of that area. And I won't get into all the other stories as what could have happened, but they were no longer there. They're no longer there now. In the book of Exodus, there is a murder of Egyptians, the firstborn. And the Bible was very clear to say that everybody that was the firstborn, they didn't care where you was, the Lord killed them all. And that day would have been a day of memorial for these people. They would have been mourning the loss of their family, and not just their family, their animals. On the other hand, you have the Hebrews who would have been celebrating. But when I look at this picture, this could have been the Egyptians, how the Egyptians looked, and it also could have been how some of the Hebrews looked as well. Remembering that the Hebrews had different mothers, so they may have had different looks. Some may have had straight hair, some may have had curly hair, some may have looked like Native Americans. They could have been a mixture of various people from Asia and Africa. But when I think about the Passover, I am thinking about these people. And because I don't consider myself a descendant of Abraham, I believe my ancestors worshiped another God. I believe my African ancestors did not worship Jehovah. Okay? And it's not to say that Jehovah was mean, but they had another God that they worshiped. Okay? So this is why I'm using this image, because this is the image of what some of those people who were murdered during the Passover probably looked like. And I struggle because the Passover is a violent event. And it took place at 12 midnight. And Passover means victim. And there were a lot of people who died. Not only the lamb whose blood was put over the door, but a lot of people. Okay? So if you have any information, you think you can help me through this process, I would appreciate it. Thank you for listening.